Oh yeah, what's going on YouTube? Teep finally back with another video. Today I'm going to be explaining how people put way too much stock in into the statistics of the numbers of kill death ratio, of kills per respawn, all this type of stuff in competitive Call of Duty, and how it might not always tell the whole story. Now, before I start any of this, I'm going to explain that in the outlier situations where you have like a Scumpy dropping a 1.3 every tournament, obviously he's the best slayer in the game, right? And someone dropping a point 0.6 every tournament, he's not playing too well. He needs to step it up and shoot his damn gun. I'm explaining the majority of situations that people might overlook when looking at these numbers, and how the people that are, in here to here range, you can't necessarily determine their skill level, their intellectual level, and how they're contributing in a game looking purely off of these stats. One thing I'm going to explain first is how a kill death ratio works, and how you can't put a lot of merit of a person's overall skill or ability based on a kill death ratio, especially in a small tournament like this. So for example, let's take a sample of 500, right? 250 kills, 250 deaths. That's a 1.0 KD, right? So you take 15 of those deaths, you put it into kills. So you have 265 to 235. That's a 1.1. Throughout the entirety of a tournament, do those 15 kills instead of deaths really matter that much? No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. That player getting that 1.0 compared to the 1.1 might be getting in way more difficult gunfights where he's trading to break a hill. He might be popping overclock and trophy every time he spawns on retreat, trying to break the turtle hill, where he's just getting popped by ARs over and over again. But he's still breaking through, he's trading, he's putting pressure on the map. I would give that player with the 1.0 the advantage over a player with the 1.1. He's putting more pressure on the map. The player with the 1.1 is playing a little bit slower, not getting as many altercations on the map, not doing as much objective time, things like that. So the player with the 1.0, people would be like, oh, that guy kind of sucks compared to the guy with the 1.1. He can't slay as well. Well, it doesn't, that doesn't make sense. You need to look at the entire situation of what's going on map and the degree of difficulty of what those two players that I'm bringing up are doing on the map. The player that's putting more aggression, trying to break the hills, pulling flags out, getting those uplink throws. If you let's say an uplink, for example, you have the ball 4 times on comeback. You jump up, you hit the AC throw 3 times, but you go 0-4. You miss it once because you suck, whatever. You go 0-3, 0-4. That's going to ruin your KD probably for that map. But you're getting 4 points on the board for your team. The rest of your team's slaying. You're just hitting the J's. But at the end of the tournament, people will be like, hey, that guy sucked. He went negative. He got a .98 for the tournament. Well, that guy's shooting J's. Like, he's doing his job, right? I feel like people, including casters, people on social media, fans, whoever, they take too much merit from those stats, and they try and determine a player's ability for a whole tournament when it doesn't really tell the whole story of what players are doing on the map. Another thing I'm going to bring up about a KD ratio is you can have, in a small tournament like Season 1 playoffs, for example, you can have one really, really good series. You get a 1.6, like Formal did against Rise or Aware. I think it was Aware. Having one series like that in a small tournament like that is going to give you a high KD for the rest of the tournament. You could play average for the rest and still end the tournament with a 1.2 KD. It's a bad example because Formal's probably the best player in the game right now. I'm just saying, for the numbers' sake, for statistics, looking at the numbers, one series like that in a small tournament where you're playing 4 or 5 series, that's going to boost your stats up and make you look way better than someone that might be doing better than you the other days, but the numbers wouldn't say so, is the point I'm trying to get across. Next thing I'm going to bring up is how the most vital stats in Call of Duty aren't even on the scoreboard for people to take into account. For example, in Hardpoint, there's no time and hill stat, the most important thing. Like, I would like to know how much time I'm in the hill. Let's say your team wins 250 to 212. The team with 212 outslays the other team. One player on the team that lost has a 52 bomb on Solar, but that player has 3 seconds of hill time. That guy didn't do his job. If you're getting 52 kills and you're not getting hill time for your teammates and you're losing like that, that player with 52 kills, people would look at that number and be like, holy crap, his team didn't do shit, man. But if we had a time and hill stat, it would really show the true story. That guy is being a kill whore. He's not getting in the hill. 3 seconds of hill time, an entire map. What the hell are you doing, man? It's things like that we don't have and we need, in my opinion. And then uplink and CTF, for example. Time with the ball in your actual hand and time with the flag. These two things would translate what players are actually doing. So let's say CTF. I go 21 and 23, but I have the flag for 2 minutes on a map. Obviously, I'm not going to be getting as many altercations. Obviously, I'm not going to be getting in very favorable gunfights because the other players know where I am. I have the flag. It's things like this where the degree of difficulty of when I have the flag is much higher. Let's say a player goes 25 and 22, but only has the flag in his hands for 30 seconds. I think I would do better than that player because I have the flag for so long. I'm getting more pressure on the other team. I'm carrying their flag for longer, or the ball in an uplink situation. It's things like this that aren't translated appropriately, looking at the numbers of statistics we have now. So the point of this video is don't take too much, take the stats with a grain of salt. Look at the team stats, be like, oh, Optic got a 1.14 KD. They played great. Yeah, no shit. They have the top 3 Slayers on their team. Crim's getting a 1.0 at these tournaments, but is he that much worse than Formal or Scump? No. It's just how the numbers work. And take that into account at the end of the tournament when you're saying, oh, that player sucked. He had a 0.98 KD. Well, you got to look at what he was doing on the map, what he was contributing to his team, how aggressive he was being. Just so many different things where someone being a shitty teammate, someone not doing their job correctly, someone not contributing to their team might have a high kill to death ratio or high kills per respawn, but might not doing what he needs to on the map. And that's the point I'm trying to get across. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and learned something. And next time you look at the stats, watch the VODs, look at that player. Let's pick out someone, say, oh, they didn't do that well based on their numbers. Go watch them play and see what the good things that they were doing on the map. And I promise you won't look at the game the same way. That's all the point I'm trying to make. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments below. And as always, have a good one. Subscribe to the channel. Season 2 qualifiers coming up the rest of this week. Later, guys. Peace.